busy. So I really appreciate the time. And Leandre, thanks so much for this opportunity to allow me into the estate agent space. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that we can start with the presentation. Okay, everybody. So first of all, like I said, very welcome. And it really is a privilege for me today to spend some time with you about CRM and the benefits thereof. While I was preparing for this video, I came across, for the webinar, I came across this image and I just thought this really is a perfectly timed photo. I mean, I can actually feel that ball hitting me. And then I realized you guys must also really be able to resonate with this, because it's almost like being hit by webinar mania, because I really know you've been doing a lot of webinars during this time, but it looks like this is the way of the future. This is the way it's going to be from now on. So I guess we must just all get used to it. And if it's any consolation to you, it's not always fun doing the webinar, because you're really talking to yourself looking at a computer screen. So it's really difficult when you don't see the audience's response and there's not that personal engagement, especially if you're somebody like me who love interacting with people. But anyway, so, and you know, I had a second look at this photograph, and that red ball reminded me so much of the, you know, I'm not going to say it, let's just call it the C virus. Because it came out of nowhere. It put us all in pause mode for a very long time, and it just won't go away. And I know that you guys have really had, it's had a huge impact on your business. So yeah, that to the side. So this talk is definitely not about the C virus, it's about CRM. So let's get started. Okay, so the webinar is about CRM, or customer relationship management, for estate agents, and why I believe a business cannot survive without it. So let's look at CRM. I think the most important thing that you have to remember about CRM is that the magic lies in the R. It's all about building, maintaining, and strengthening the relationships you have with your customers. So the magic really lies in the R. But now, if you get to know me, you'll know that I like to bend the rules every now and again. So I want to call it something else. I want to call it connection relationship management. And the magic is still in the R, but the relationships now will be with every single person that you interact with in your daily course of business. So this will definitely be the buyers, the sellers, the leads, the clients, but also the transferring attorneys. It will be the guys who issue the COC certificates. It will be the admin staff who make the things happen in the background. And if you're lucky enough to know somebody at the deeds office, it will be that person too. So to me, CRM can just as well stand for connection relationship management, because it's about building relationships with the people who will ultimately play a role in the service you deliver to your customers. But now I warned you, I like to bend the rules. So I'm going to go one step further. And I'm going to say, what about a connection retention strategy? Because the purpose of CRM is to retain customers, and to retain the customers that really add value to your business. And the magic is still in the R, because you're going to build a relationship with your connections. And you're going to create loyalty, and that means you're going to retain them. And whether it's not just customers, remember, you also want to retain the other people you do business with who do really great work. So it's about that retention. And if they are loyal and if they stay with you, they are most likely, or more likely, going to refer other clients to you, and you're going to increase your revenue. And that's what business is all about, right? So, okay, so why do I believe a business cannot survive without CRM? Because the relationship between a business and its customers and all the other business connections is one of the biggest influences of whether a business will succeed or fail. It's quite simple. If you don't treat your customers and your connections well, and if you don't make them feel valued and understood, they won't stay loyal to you. But, and as you see, it's a big but. If you build and maintain relationships with your customers and your connections, you are going to earn their loyalty and you're going to retain them. You are going to get repeat business and solid referrals from them, and you are going to grow your revenue. And that, after all, is why we are all in business. Yes, sure, we follow our passion, we like to make people's dreams come true, all that stuff. But in the end, we do it to earn income. And CRM can help you with that. So this is all easy as pie, right? That's basically what CRM is all about. Wrong. Very, very wrong. Now, what I've learned over the couple of months, and this is purely because we are in the process of selling a property, and the absolute gem of an agent who I deal with has become a very dear friend. And every now and again, we would phone each other and swap stories for the day, and she would tell me what happened on her side. So I'm not going to profess to know a lot about your business and the challenges you face, but I do know like the tiniest, highest tip of the iceberg. And that is that your jobs are certainly not easy. And with the current situation we have right now, it's definitely not making it any better. I thought you might appreciate this. Who said real estate agents are stressed out? I'm 46 and I feel great. And she gives us a little safe sign there as well. I just love it. So those of you who resonate with us, please put up your hands. While we're busy with reality, okay, I see some raised hands. Thank you for that. Now, hopefully by the end of this session, you are going to feel a lot different. Okay, so please allow me to do a quick reality check. Now, the way I see it is you guys and girls all play a counseling role. And the reason I say this, and I'm sure you're aware of this, but moving house is ranked number 7 on the list of stresses. So if you look at the list of top 10 stresses that a person can go through, moving house is number 7. Death of a loved one is number 1. Separation or divorce is number 2. Getting married, believe it or not, is number 3. Retirement is number 9. And having financial difficulty is number 6. So it doesn't matter what the case is, you already deal with number 7. People are moving house or people are selling a house. Huge emotions involved there. Most probably, it's due to a loved one passing away, or a divorce or a separation, or they're getting married, or they are retiring. So now you're sitting with 1, so already double whammy for you. But if you think that of all the financial impact that moving house has, you've got 3 out of 10 of life's top stresses that you have to deal with. And that to me is huge. And I don't think people always take that into account when it comes to the job that you do, because you have to play a counseling role, you have to listen, you have to console, you have to advise, you have to bite on your tongue and still keep your wits about you. So for that, I take my hat off to you. And then I wondered, should you not maybe be the guys getting the counseling? Now, please, I'm not saying that you are busy losing your minds, but I really believe that it's important for you guys to have some place where you can just, at the end of the day, de-stress, get a load off, and talk to somebody about the day. So please don't bottle that up, because it's hectic emotions that you deal with, and it's important for you to vent some way. So apart from that, you also have logistical difficulties due to lockdown. So what I mean is what I've heard now is that you can only take one person into a house to view. Now I'm already picturing the scene is that the sellers might be very lackadaisical about the whole lockdown situation, not wearing the masks. You pitch up with your clients who are very serious about lockdown, very serious about their safety. They all masked up and ready to go. You get to the house and now you sit with a situation where some people are masked and some aren't. Already there's emotions, or it could be vice versa. So this is already creating more stress for you, and all of it very subconsciously. Despite all the admin you already have, you now have to put extra safety precautions in place to make sure that the people comply when they go and look at the house. More pressure, more stress on you, more things to remember. And then if you live in Cape Town, you still have to deal with the uncertainty of the deeds office and whether they will be open and whether they will be closed, and all the issues and the people phoning you to ask, what's happening with my deal? When will a transfer take place? I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then, did I hear that load shedding is coming back? Sorry, I just lost my scroll forward button for a while. So yes, load shedding is coming back. And that must also play a role because now you still have to juggle that and make sure that you fit that into your timing. You have to leave earlier to make sure that you don't get stuck in the traffic. More stress. And then the last one, and I'm sure you're all going to love this one, is that horrible, horrible thing where people say, all that commission they earn and they are just showing me a house. So if you can resonate with any one of these, I'd like a hands up again, please. Anybody? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, okay, so the purpose of this slide was just, I think, to let you know that we feel your pain. And when I say we feel your pain, it's people like Leandre and Lawrence who developed this system. And me, because I'm passionate about, not just about CRM, but I'm passionate about getting people to be as productive as they can be. So while we're busy with reality, let's quickly look at some statistics. Did you know that 65% of your time is spent on non-revenue generating activities? And I mean, what I just showed you about the lockdown precautions and the safety precautions just adds to that. 74% of clients will give you a referral, but only if you stay in touch with them. So now, on top of all the other admin and all the other hard work you do, you now still have to stay in touch with your existing clients in the hope that they're going to give you referrals. Only 27% of the leads you receive are ready for a sale. So what does that mean? You have to do some handholding. You have to go through a whole courting process to take them from a cold lead to somebody who's ready to make that sale. This one is a shocker. 52% of buyers think that an agent's main purpose is only to help them find property. 52%, that's huge. No wonder they complain about the commission. 50% of sales happen after the fifth touch only. So again, lots of hand-holding, lots of hard work that goes into you finally making that sale. How do you like this one? 100% of buyers say that an estate agent's response time is important. 100%. And this has to do with the era we're living in. People just don't want to wait anymore. And 90% of buyers will look for a new house online. So why am I sharing all of this with you? Because the time is now to invest in technology that will make your job easier. I don't know if you've seen, I see it a lot on Facebook or blogs I read, people use true story and then they tell their story. And I thought it was so cool. So I thought I'm going to use it in this slide too, because this is a true story. CRM helps you to build and maintain relationships with prospects, clients, and connections to make the customer journey and customer experience with you unforgettable so that they feel valued and understood. That's what CRM is all about. Because that creates the loyalty we spoke of earlier, and that leads to customer retention. And customer loyalty and customer retention lead to referrals and repeat business. Remember what I said about that magic in the R? So in short, CRM is a management strategy that leads to increased revenue. And a lot of people think CRM is customer relationship marketing, but it's not. It's a management strategy that leads to increased revenue. And yes, it does make your marketing a lot easier, but it's not a marketing strategy, it's a management strategy. So I mentioned the customer journey and the customer experience earlier on. And when you get to deal with CRM, you're going to use those words a lot. So let's have a quick look at what the customer journey is. So there are 5 steps to the customer journey. Is where they first discover you, the whole onboarding process, how they become a client, the sale, the after-sale service, and then advocacy right at the end is what they are going to tell other people about the service they received from you. So that's the customer journey. It's the road that the customers go on with you. Now, the customer experience. This is the emotions, the feelings, and the perceptions that people will go through during every one of those interactions with you. So let's look at discovery. Is it easy to find you? If it's print media, is your cell phone number clear? Is your email address there? If it's on the website, how easy is it to find you using Google? Or how high is your ranking? So this is all about the discovery phase. Is it easy to get hold of you, or is it difficult to get hold of you? Now, the onboarding strategy. Onboarding is they've now found out about you, either a lead or a referral from a friend, or they found you online, or they saw your photo in the newspaper. Right, so now it's the onboarding strategy. Now they try to phone you. How easy is it to get hold of you? Do you answer at the first ring? And when they leave a message, how long before you get back to them? All of this plays a role in how they experience your service. So from the get-go, it's really important to really put the necessary processes in place so that you can respond quickly. Because remember what we said, 100% of customers expect a quick response time. And the onboarding journey is then also the ideal time to tell your clients about, or the potential client, about everything that you're going to do for them. It's not just about selling the house. It's to get them on your side, to explain to them that it's about negotiating. It's about making sure everything runs smoothly. It's about all the things that they're not even aware of. So if you're upfront about that, it will already make them value you as an agent more. So then we've got the sales process. How does that go? Is it an easy process? Do they leave with a smile on their face? Or is it very much a grudge purchase? They're not really happy about the service they receive or happy about how everything went, but they've got the house, so it's not all that bad. Now, after sales service, this is not like in any other business. This is not like you bought a car and there's something wrong and you take it back for a service. The after sales service you give your customers is the staying in touch and the sharing valuable information that will make their lives easier. And that then leads to advocacy. That will determine, or the whole journey will determine, what they are going to tell their friends and family about you and the service you deliver. Now you'll see that a huge part of this road can be catered for in your CRM system. And that is why it's so important to have a system in place, to invest in technology, to make that huge chunk of a road easier for you. So how do you benefit and how do you reduce stress with CRM? Let me share some points with you. I've got 20 benefits. The first is all your information about all your leads, your prospects, your buyers, and your sellers is sitting in a central database. So you don't have an Excel spreadsheet here and a list there and some scribbly notes somewhere else and a couple of contacts in your cell phone. No, every contact is on a central database. What makes this so special is you can easily do segmentation and split them between the buyers, the sellers, the clients, the leads, and then the business connections. And what's now even more special is you can apply an easy filtering system. You can create a wish list for every client and what they are looking for. Do they want to live in the city? In which suburb do they want to live? You can even go as far as to specify a street they want to live in. Are they looking for a 4-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom flat? Do they want a house with a pool or do they want to be close to a school? All of this happens within your CRM system. So why is this so important? Why is the central database with easy segmentation and easy filtering so important? Because it helps you to do target marketing or context marketing. In other words, it helps you to send the right message to the right client at the right time using the right channels. And why is this important? Well, it's going to save you money. Because you're not going to follow a shotgun approach and just shoot widely and hope somebody out there sees your advertising. You're going to target specifically to the people that you know will benefit from your advertising. And there is a very, stats that I found, says that it's 5 times more difficult or more expensive to sell to a new client than to an existing one. And the probability of selling to a new prospect is between 5 and 20%. But the probability of selling to an existing customer is between 60 and 70%. So it just makes sense to build that relationship so that you can deal with your existing customers. You're going to save time because now you don't have to decide about all the different channels you're going to do. You don't have to develop all the different ads. You can do a targeted approach, which, like I said, will save you time and save you money. Speaking about saving time, this is now where I want to introduce you to your new best friend called automation. Because if you use a system like PropCon, the system will do your auto matching. And I know Leandro is going to talk about that later on. But 88%, we spoke about 100% of people expect a quick response time, but 88% expect a response time in less than an hour. Now, if you use a system like PropCon, you are going to have lightning fast response times because the system will do the matching for you. How easy can it be? What you're also going to get, sorry, wrong button, is task automation. You are going to get daily reminders of what you have to do on a specific day. So no more notes, no more scribbling, no more writing at the back of a serviette or a tissue or a cigarette box. The system is going to remind you of everything you have to do. And what's so special about that? You can stay focused on the important things. Like, for instance, staying in touch with your customers, with your client base, and delivering that personalized service. When you capture information about your potential customers, the buyers, the sellers, always add the personal information so that you can deliver a personal service. And this means remembering what the children's names are, what grades they are in. And if you really want to earn brownie points, get to know what the dog's name is, because that will just blow them away. So how does this help you? You have peace of mind, because all your information is safely stored in the cloud. It's all web-based. So if you lose your laptop, if you lose your phone, if the files get stolen, you can just access it easily through any other electronic device and carry on with business as normal. You also have easy access to information because everything is stored in a central database. Again, you don't have to scratch and look in different folders or find different Excel sheets and who are the buyers and who are the sellers. It's all in one place. And you can take your business with you wherever you go, because you simply download the app on your phone, and before you get to a client, you can quickly access information to see what is the dog's name, how old are the children, on what days do they do ballet, and what days do they do karate. All of this will impress your client, and all of this is about relationship building. Another huge benefit is you can do automatic, immediate updates on your phone. So let's say you take customer A to the house, and originally they specified that they don't want a pool. And today it's really, really hot, and the kids are moaning in the car and complaining about the heat, and dad decides, hey, okay, I'm going to do a pool. So he says to you, we change our mind. We now do want a pool. If you update that information on your phone right there and then, it automatically shoots through to the central database, and immediately, because of auto matching, your client is going to get new updates about houses in the area with pools. And that's just magic. I mean, it's immediate. So what does this do? It improves your productivity. You can now spend time on more important matters than to do a lot of admin, extra admin, hoping you remember everything that you have to do. And when you improve your productivity, you improve your service. So that's where you're going to get your 5-star ratings. And when you improve your service, you improve the loyalty, the retention, and you increase your revenue. And all of this helps you to decrease stress. And that's what's so important, because remember, apart from all the emotional stuff that you have to deal with your customers, you also sit with all the logistical issues and the stresses of the deeds office and everything else that's happening in your lives that I'm not even aware of. I mean, the challenges you face. But now I promised you 20 benefits. So let's look at number 20. When you decrease your stress, you are going to improve your quality of life, whatever that may mean to you, whether it's lying in a hammock, reading a book, upskilling on photography so that can become a new hobby. Doesn't matter what it is, you are going to improve your life. And like a very good Verymark ad, I'm going to give you one more. Mm-hmm. You're going to improve the quality of your life during your career as well as afterwards, because if you've got a full and a rich database filled with valuable information, it's going to be easier to sell once you decide to either retire or to maybe take up something else. So they are 21 benefits for you on why a CRM system is so important. And now the big question is, how do you start? How do you make sure you get a perfect liftoff so that you can create that journey for your clients to make it really, really unforgettable? You start by defining and segmenting your target market. So I said in the beginning, you can have your existing clients, you can have your sellers, your buyers, different buyers, and all your business connections on your database. And the reason you want to do this is for target marketing, because you want to market the right property to the right market at the right time using the right channel. So here comes a curveball, and it's called generational marketing. And this means that different generations want to be communicated to and marketed to in a different way. So if you can do targeted marketing combined with generational marketing, you've got a double whammy. So my advice would be, when you do your database segmentation, you've got your business connections. Now for them, you don't have to worry so much about the generational marketing. But let's look at the different generations. Now I'm going to take the builders, or the silent generation, and Gen Z, because I don't think they make up a huge part of the property buyers market right now. And I'm not going to spend too much time on them, because either Gen Z are still living with their parents, and maybe the builders or the silent generation are living with their kids, or they are safely in a nice retirement village. So what I do want to look at is the baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. So they're between 56 and 76 years old. And these are the people who are more traditional. When they want to buy a house, they are most probably going to look at print media. They might do some online searching, and they are most likely going to be the ones who drive around looking for show houses. Gen X, 1965 to 1980, age 41 to 55, are always busy because they've got children and they've got lots to do and they've got careers and they have to look after their parents as well, and they are always busy. So they are going to find the fastest way to do their research so they're going to do online, they're going to do research. They don't want to drive around all day looking at houses, so they will do online research. And then last, but definitely not least, we've got the millennials, the tech savvy guys. And they make up 44% of South Africa's buyers market. And the reason why it's so important to differentiate between these different groups is because they all want different marketing messages. And what I learned, now you can most probably tell me more about this than I can tell you, but I read that millennials don't want to buy houses that belong to baby boomers because they are just too big. The gardens are too big. They maybe are more in a rustige area, not close to the hustle and bustle, and that's where the millennials want to be. They want to be close to transport, close to the action. So this already plays a huge role in how you market. So the second step I'll do is I'll then, once I've done my generational marketing, I'll then split that up into the leads, the buyers, the sellers, and the existing clients. Because then you can do targeted generational marketing to one specific group. So now you can market the right property to the right market at the right time using the right channel and the right lingo, because everybody's going to react differently to different messages. And it might be an idea for you to decide, hey, I feel much more comfortable with baby boomers, so that will be my target area. And if I get a client who's in Gen X or in the millennials, sorry, I've got hak ek daar vas met my eie woord. The millennials or the Gen X that you don't want to deal with, give those to a fellow estate agent, and maybe they can then deal with them and they can refer the baby boomers back to you. So this is just something that you must consider when looking at your database to see who do you feel most comfortable with. Because if you deal with an age group where you don't feel comfortable with their lifestyle, with the way they think, with the way they communicate, it's not going to be easy. It's going to add to your stress. And the purpose here is to improve your quality of life and take some stress away from you. So I want to tell you a quick story. And it's a brilliant, brilliant example of how, well, CRM and really knowing your customer helped to bring in a big deal. So it's the $35,000 golf ball. Now, the story comes from Joey Coleman, and he's the author of a book, Never Lose a Customer Again. And he had an appointment with a Fortune 500 executive to sell him membership to a very exclusive program. First time they meet, and Joey gets to his office, he's invited in. The minute he steps into the office, he sees it's golf everywhere. This Fortune 500 executive is an absolute golf fanatic. Golf everywhere. So to break the ice, Joey says to him that he will be playing at the Pebble Beach golf course the following week. Now, for the golf lovers out there, you'll know that Pebble Beach is one of the most beautiful golf courses in the world. The image up there is of Pebble Beach. So most of the meeting goes about golf, and Joey gets a little bit agitated, and he thinks, well, you know what, I don't have time to tell him about my proposal. And when he wanted to start talking about it, he could see that the executive kept looking at his watch because he's now already mentally in his next meeting. So Joey leaves the meeting disappointed. He was really hoping for this deal. But anyway, he gets to Pebble Beach. And when, after a game of golf, he walks through the little shop and he sees this golf ball celebrating the 100th anniversary of the US Open. So he buys the ball, sends it overnight to Mr. Golf Fanatic with this little handwritten note. And he says, "Dear Bobby, when I saw this golf ball celebrating the 100th anniversary of the US Open, I thought of you. I hope this memento is a welcome addition to the fantastic golf paradise in your office. Maybe someday we'll get the chance to play together. Sincerely, Joey." 2 days later, Joey gets a phone call from the golf fanatic telling him that he just signed up a $35,000 deal simply because Joey used what he knew about the customer and added a little personal touch to start the relationship with him. So very often a small thing can go a long way in creating a great relationship with your customers. So it's time to stand out from the rest. So how do you do this? You find out as much as possible about your prospects and customers. You capture it on your CRM database. Then you use what you know about them to deliver a special and personalized service to make that journey with you unforgettable. And as estate agents, you are really, really very fortunate because the top one is almost already ticked. You know so much about potential customers, about the buyers and the sellers, because they share so much with you. And that's the information you must use when you interact with them. So if you're ready for the next move, but you don't know where to start, please connect with me for a no obligation 15-minute chat about your practice. I can assist with a CRM strategy. I can help you with database segmentation. I can help you to find out what your ideal target market is. We can look at newsletters, mailers, and a communication strategy. And this is all on the house. And there's definitely no pun intended. And those are my contact details. So thank you very much. I hope you found this beneficial. I hope that you learned something about CRM that you weren't aware of. And I really hope you're going to take the next step to de-stress your life, because that's really what CRM can do for you. And using a system such as Propcon can really make your life so much easier. Thank you so much for your time. And if there are any questions, I will, Leandri will address them.
Right.
I'm just going to stop the screen share.
Awesome. Thank you
and
so much,
Marie.
Anne-Marie. You are amazing. I think for all you agents, I'm going to bleed into the quick PropCon presentation. But when I was an estate agent full time, the thing that I battled with was to figure out communication. So now I know I have my database that are segmented. What do I say to them? When? And what language do I use? So I want to invite you to take Anne-Marie up on her offer. If you're winging your CRM, the way that you communicate and when you communicate and what you say, rather have a CRM strategy where when you know who you're talking to, you know what is important to them, how you deliver it to them. So when I worked in an area, one of my canvassing areas was elderly people that live there. So for them, it was handwritten notes in their post box, and I got phenomenal results from that. But the millennials, they don't even know that they have post boxes. So printed media is not ideal for them. For those of you that don't know PropCon, there's a combination of agents that use PropCon and some that haven't seen us around at all. Just for interest's sake, I've been a real estate agent for 10 years and recently deregistered because my husband and I are running PropCon full time. My husband, Lawrence, is a computer programmer, and PropCon was something that was developed for me initially, that my company started using, and it had huge results. And then now in the beginning of the year, we designed PropCon version 2, the one that you all are going to see now and that agents are using. So I want to show you with Anne-Marie's message of how important it is to build relationships with your clients. But on our side, it's more the property match, where people expect instant communication. And a buyer that inquires from you is definitely not loyal to you only. They are inquiring with other estate agents as well. And you work in a highly competitive industry. So if you can't instantly give those clients service that really sets you apart from the rest, then you're already losing the battle. Or perhaps you're one of those agents that believe in stock is king. You have your mandates, which is not wrong at all. You have your 5 mandates. You get inquiries from buyers. You show them that house, maybe another one. But if they don't buy this house or the other one, then you let that buyer go because you only work on your sole mandates. But the negative of that is that there will be a day where all your sole mandates are sold out. You were so busy negotiating the deals, getting everything done and ready, that you sit with no stock and you have to canvas again from scratch. So ideally, you want to run systems together. While you are canvassing, you are working on your mandates, but you are also servicing buyers, not just with your own sole mandates, but with any properties that you are able to work on and that you have access to. PropCon is a place to keep those properties, and when you load contact information of one of your buyers and you load a unique wish list, it matches up with properties. You then send an SMS, email, or WhatsApp to that client, and they get access to their own online profile. Anne-Marie, will you just please make me host?
Oh, sorry.
Problem at all. I'm just going to share your screen. So say you got an inquiry from a contact. You literally just loaded them onto your PropCon system and you send them their communication. When they click on the link that you sent them, this is a screen that they will see. It has your company branding at the top, and it will make it out to your contact. It'll say, I found the below properties matching your criteria. Contact me if you have any questions. There's a list of all the properties. They can clearly see their wish list, but we say, please contact me if you want to update your wish list. We want your buyers to be in contact with you and not for them to update their wish lists themselves. It's your information as an agent on their phone. The telephone number and email address is hyperlinks to contact you directly. We have a spot where they can leave a review. So even your sellers and your buyers can leave reviews. And we are rolling out incredible business cards in the month of August, where we're going to capture all those reviews so you can start showing it off and using it as a sales tactic. And of course, for Puppy, they can easily unsubscribe from communication. So your clients get this list, and then when they individually click on each brochure, it opens up a new window. And this is what the brochures look like. Now, it literally takes you 30 seconds in PropCon to create a brochure like this. It is ridiculously easy. It'll have a euro shot at the back. It'll add in the price and the spec, the wording, all the photographs that they can scroll through on their phones as well. It will add in a 3D Matterport or a video if there is a 3D Matterport and video available. If you put in the exact address and your clients click there, it'll actually open up in Google Maps so they can easily navigate to the house when you arrange for a viewing, and then your details as an agent. Now, if they want to remove it from their online profile, they can press down and you'll get a notification, or they can thumbs up and it'll already pre-populate with all their information, and they can type here, "Hi, Leandre, I would love to view this property. I'm available this evening at 6 o'clock. And PropCon sends you an email to say one of your buyers just indicated that they wanted to view a property. So your clients can go through all three of them. And then there's a particular one that perhaps catches her eye, and she clicks on it a second time to show her husband and her mother, for example. So let me just close all these windows for us quickly so I don't get all cluttered up. What happens in your PropCon system, I'm not going to do a thorough run through of how PropCon works, because when you join, there's detailed videos to show you how to load contacts. But as an agent, our jobs is to first off introduce a buyer to a listing via an ad. And then the biggest thing is to get them to physically come and view the house. Just sending communication and praying that they get back to you is not enough. So in PropCon, once you've sent the message, you can very easily, on their calendar, they each have their own calendar. You can book a quick touch point. Yeah, there's a shortcut where you say you want to book a touch point, you want to get feedback, and you want to get feedback tomorrow. And whoops, it's done. Tomorrow morning, as part of your 9 o'clock email, this reminder will pop up so that you can come back into your contacts profile and look at their matches screen to see, did they view the listing and how many times, and which one stood out. Now, if this client did not phone me to arrange for a viewing, then this would be the time to pick up the phone and phone them and see, listen, I saw you liked one of my listings, would you like to view? If you can't remember exactly who this client is, when you loaded them, there is a section for additional talking points where you remember, oh, that's the one that's married with no children but the 2 cats, for you to remember and personalize that conversation so they feel like you really have their back. It's almost like they are your only client for the day. Every buyer wants to feel that way, but I know working as an estate agent, you are juggling multiple balls. And if you are relying on memory to matchmake properties to contacts and to follow up with them again, then that is the biggest blunder that you make. And they will buy from another agent that is on top of it. So that's the one section with your contacts. Another thing that we've brought in is one of our users, Jacqueline Young, has took advantage of an extra field that we put in. So when you create your PropCon profile, there's a section where you can put in a personalized video of yourself. And if you do that at the bottom of your brochures, it'll add in that video. So there's a beautiful video where she can showcase you.
6 years ago, we moved to the Golden Route.
Personality as part of the listing, because as agents, you want to stand out from the other agents in your area. And the easiest way to do that is to use video. Another option that's also available in your PropCon system is there's a space where you can add in a video that will show here above the fold. Now, it could either be the video of the property, or it could be you standing in front of the house saying, hi, I'm Leandre van Rooyen. This is the house behind me that's in the market. If you would like to view, press the thumbs up and let me know when and what time will suit you. There's a 3D Matterport below that you can walk through virtually, and where you can tell them that you put their safety and health as your top priority, so that they can pick up your personality and feel that they can get to know you. If you don't use video, other agents will. And I promise you that those agents will be the ones that get the business. So part of your morning emails will then bring you back to your profile and say, listen, here's your house anniversaries, here's your birthdays for the day. And in PropCon, we work where each one of your contacts has their own calendar. each one of your properties has its own calendar, so that all the calendar entries either brings you into a property or into a contact where you've got all your notes and details of them. All your contacts and all your listings have an overview screen that has a timeline at the bottom with everything that happened to this client or listing. So you can, at the click of a button, especially when you have the shortcut on your phone, you've got all the info where you can remember where they connect and start building relationships where they will send you future referrals. All of those calendar entries are kept together in your master calendar. Now, your master calendar is one that most agents use that replace their old school written down calendars because it is so easy and user-friendly. Lawrence has a way to program where it doesn't look intimidating, but there's many layers to this calendar. So here's all my calendar entries for the day. And if I click on tasks, all my calendar entries for the day are converted into tasks where I can tick off and say, this is done, this is done, this is done. So I don't miss anything. Of course, all of these click through to either the properties or the contacts. You can also filter your calendar where you say, I would rather not see my birthdays or my house anniversaries because I only want to see my meetings or touch points. So you can add in and remove certain sections of your calendar, especially some of our agents that have multiple calendar entries. They find this very useful so they can easily see which is property viewings, for example. We have a dashboard with PropCon. And the idea of the dashboard is to help you stay focused on all your income-bearing activities. It has your agenda where all your calendar entries for the day is booked as well as the week. All of these are shortcuts. So if you click on anniversary, it'll take you directly to your calendar where the anniversary is blotted down. Then you have a list of all of your contacts and all of your listings. All of these metrics at the bottom is designed to help you get your system to run optimally. So if all of these bars are fully green with a little trophy, it means that your system is running to the best of its capability. Now, as you can see in my test system also, I'm a very busy agent. Say, for example, I was still selling property. That I don't have to, while I'm doing viewings, try and get all of these updated. But when you have those silent moments, I can then go and look. There's quite a few of my contacts that I haven't been in contact with recently. And when you click on that, it creates a little shortcut. It'll go into your contact screen, and all of these people haven't heard from me in a very long time. Now, as soon as you send an SMS or an email through PropCon, it updates the last communicated date right over there. And in this case, you can see I've never made contact with him. So of course I can pick up the phone and speak to him. And when I do that, I can manually come and update the last contacted date, and it'll show that I have been in contact with them recently. But when this date becomes 4 weeks and longer, they will start falling in that not recently contacted contacts, if that makes sense. On our contact screen as well, the same to fit in with Anna-Marie's conversation, it's very important that you clearly segment your contacts, where you don't just have a list of names and surnames, but where they have to be grouped as buyers, sellers, your allied service providers, electrician, plumber, agent, attorney, who they are, and to keep track of their birthdays as well. So even if it's not a current client, all of your old clients become prospects because you can then remind them to think of you when they know of somebody who wants to buy and sell property. Using PropCon, you can very easily filter through your contacts. You have multiple search fields at the top, and you can then filter through them, choose to look for a specific group of people, and send either a bulk SMS, a bulk email, or a bulk WhatsApp to those contacts. One of our users sent out a bulk SMS yesterday of a sold listing, and it was between 3.5 and 4 million is the area that she sent it in. And she got a brand new listing today because people responded to that. So there's many ways in PropCon that you can use the system, and there's videos about that. I see my time is running out, so I'm going to close up and say, for those of you that don't have a PropCon system and that want to test it, you have a free trial period with us for the month of August. And from the 1st of September, that will be your billing date. You top up your online wallet in PropCon So you can, for example, put in 500 rands in your wallet, and on the first of every month, we deduct your monthly fee, 30 cents for an SMS, 2 cents for an email, and WhatsApps are for free. So our monthly fee is 200 Rand per month. And after you successfully refer an agent, once that agent becomes a paying client of PropCon, we drop your price to 145, and it stays that way. So if you're interested to create a profile, simply visit propcon.coza. You can watch this quick, short 3-minute video to give you a bird's eye point of view of our system. You're welcome to read through some of our testimonials. Have a look at our terms and conditions where we explain that we keep your data safely stored in the cloud. We don't copy or sell your data at all. Nobody has access to your data, and there's multiple security layers to keep it safe. If ever you decide to cancel PropCon, we work on a month to month. We simply extract all your information, or you can extract it as well. If there was money in your wallet, we pay that back to you, and Bob's your uncle. It's as simple as that. So if you are happy, you can click on login and register. It'll take you to a screen where you put in your email address, your contact details, and where you add in your photograph, your FFC number, and your company logo. We only give access to registered agents on PropCon because it's a very powerful tool, and we want to be part of the solution in the industry. So once I make sure that you're a registered agent, and I make sure that your branding is on point, that all the colors are the right shade, then I authenticate it and I'll give you a call to say, listen, your profile is up and running, and I tell you what the next steps are. So feel free to take us up on that offer. That is my story in short. Just going to have a look, see if there's a Q&A. Chantal, is it 200 Rand per agent in the company? No, it's 200 Rand per agent, Chantal. So each agent will have their own PropCon profile. There is, however, an opportunity where you can create a partnership in a company where you can link up everybody's profiles, where my contacts will still have my name with it and my listings will have my name with it. But if I then load a contact, it'll match up with all the properties within the office. It'll match up with my contact. And what happened when we used it in the company is that the sales was in-house. We did not have those shared deals with other companies, because if the contact and the listing is in the office, the match happens right there. And the more viewings you have, the more sales you will have. But before every viewing, there is an introduction to a property where somebody needs to see an ad with photographs. So that is a basic maths to make sure that you get more sales. Is there any other questions that I perhaps missed? I saw that Dale Webermeyer also said, Anna-Marie, that Johannesburg Deeds office is also closed.
Same issues.
I'm feeling for all of you. I mean, it is so many things out of our control at the moment with COVID, and that's why we want to have these type of webinars where we just want to value add and tell you guys that you're not alone. Chantal, do you also capture listings on the system? And do you feed to Property 24? No, Chantal, what I want to ask you is when you, perhaps I can talk to you over the phone afterwards, and then I'll explain to you a little bit more detail with what PropCon does. Today's session was more to give Anna-Marie the floor to talk about CRM and to quickly wedge in the crack what PropCon can do to fit in with her story. But if you want more detail about PropCon and how we work, I'll gladly speak to you over the phone, because it's not something that I can compare with another CRM system. You can't even call it a CRM system. It's something fresh and unique that was created by Lawrence and myself, who are typical millennials and who designed something for you agents to get things done quickly and efficiently, and not to have to rely on memory for that. To see if there's any last questions. Okay, Chantal, I'll write down your number quickly, and then I'll give you a call afterwards. Any other questions before we go? So this is a recorded session. Tomorrow you will receive an email with the recording, and I will add in Anna-Marie's contact number as well as PropCon's website address. So if ever you have questions, you can reach out to me or to Anna-Marie, take her up on that offer, get a feel for your target market, who you want to talk to, and work on a CRM strategy that you can run for the year and leave and let go. Any last words from your side, Anna-Marie?
Leandro, I want to say again that every time I see your system, I'm just blown away again. I've seen a lot of CRM systems, and well done to you and Lawrence. It really is awesome what you can do. And thank you again for the opportunity. And thank you to everybody out there. I really hope you have a fantastic day further. And yes, good luck with everything.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Bye.